Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Now in Massachusetts, you can get your standard driver's license regardless of immigration status. Gather all required documents: proof of identity and date of birth, proof of Massachusetts residency, and proof of Social Security status. Next, register at mass.gov/myrmv for your learner's permit. When you pass, schedule your road test at mass.gov/myrmv and prepare at mass.gov/road test. Register today.
All right, the mic's on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. Welcome to the Java Cafe for a quick shot. Today is my Friday, and so, yeah, it is Thankful Thursday. So let's start off. It's just me this morning, so I can go in and chat with everyone and check in. Why are you thankful this morning? Put one reason in the comments why you're thankful. Daryl Drumright, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Miss Teresa, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. So, yeah, yesterday I got a text and then I got a notification. And I just wonder, Miss Teresa, if that has anything to do with you. Pastor Marion, good morning. Listening over on LinkedIn this morning. Good morning. And she popped back on Facebook. Good to see you in the room, Pastor Marion. Good morning to Keys that's in the room. I see good morning to Sister Debbie. Good morning to Nariki. Beautiful. Good to see you in the room. Anissa, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Tashad from Boston Wild Black. Good morning. Good to see. Hold on. Good to see you in the room. Dina, vacation. 3 hours. Oh, so you start at 12. Your vacation starts at 12. I'm like 3 hours. Good morning to Dina. Much needed to for you. Tay, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. I think I got everybody in the room. It is Thankful Thursday. And we are thankful for a good friend and sister, Nia Grace, who we celebrated her birthday last night. Had a great time with her and actually got treated. And I don't know why I always do this. Let's see if we can get the video. Actually got treated to us. Oh my God. The video was uploaded. Can y'all believe it? So we got treated to a song by Nia Grace. She has Daryl's. A lot of folks don't know that Nia used to sing. And we were talking last night and I forgot she made reference to the fact that she was directing the choir. And so she's probably not going to pop on this morning, so I'm not going to get in too much trouble. But I wanted to share with you all last night, Nia got up and performed. And you don't get to see that often. And so you're going to be treated to a couple of minutes of Nia Grace's rendition of, oh God, what was the song? Eric Cobb, on and on. Nia, oh! Wait, I need to know who texted Nia and said, Jimmy's about to play you. Hi, Nia. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for all that you do for the community. Thank you for being a beacon of light when it comes to excellence and business. Thank you for being a truth teller. Thank you for being just an example and inspiration. Thank you for teaching me how to properly turn over my oysters. Thank you. There's just a lot. And so, Nia, if you don't mind, we're going to share your performance from last night. And it was, listen, y'all find out in 2 seconds. Oh, look. I'm checking my phone to make sure there's no text. Talk about Jimmy. Okay, praise the Lord. No text from Nia. That is my my nickname is Sunshine. But here we go. Check Nia out. Adonis Martin of the Adonis the monster. I forgot Nia. He's going to get me. Here's Nia, y'all.
Was born on the water with $3.06. Yeah, you made a lie. What? Yeah, you made a lie. Yeah, you made a lie. Cause you're not too young. Every lesson learned, in the knowledge where you were, it would be a learn. We were made in His image, then called us by our name. Most intellects do not believe in God, but it feels just the same. I don't want to know, and don't know, and don't know, and don't know, on and on and on and on, and on and on and on and on. I go on and on. Yes! Feeling kind of hungry, 'cause my eye is coming down. Don't feed me yours, 'cause your food is not indoors. I go on and on and on and on and on. Go on and on and on and on.
Second, y'all make some noise with this thing high there, y'all. Right here.
Y'all didn't know? I forgot. I'll be very, very honest. Nia, we're just gonna take and leave that track in the background. If it let me turn it down. Hold on, y'all. It won't let me turn it down. All right, so we can't keep it on in the background now. But Nia, shout out to you. We appreciate you so much in this city. You have poured into, trained, advised, given concepts, ideas. Just, we definitely celebrate you this morning. Quincy saying happy birthday as well. Also, happy birthday to Jonathan. I forgot his last name. But brother Jonathan was in the room last night as well. And Dina saying congratulations and happy birthday as well. Elsa is as well. We're a day behind, but still, I'm sure she is enjoying the salutations this morning. Also thankful for you all this. There's Nia. Love y'all for giving me a little grace in my birthday to express my gratitude for life's blessings, Boston friends, peers, and joy. It was definitely awesome last night. Uncle Thaddeus, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Rob, it was good to see you as well yesterday. Hopefully everything went well with you guys. Shoot. But Nia, again, thank you for just years of just being a friend, truth teller. And yes, Sharon Cornelia is in the room. I seen that cup twice, Jesus. Good to see you in the room, Sharon. I forgot what else I was getting ready to say. Oh, I got a lot of texts, inboxes, emails yesterday Those of you that reached out and just sent, thanks for the ability to hear directly from the mayor. May not agree with or like the things that she shared, but a lot of folks reached out yesterday, including a couple of legacy media outlets. And thank you to the outlets that cite when the mayor's on here and at least hyperlink to the website or to Twitter, and to the other outlets that just name what the mayor says and doesn't just give, I don't know, professional courtesy or whatever and hyperlink. But I'm thankful to be reminded of why we have this space, folks to come in to share information. And a lot of what was broken down yesterday about mass and CAS, all of it was not surprising, but to hear it articulated as why we're noticing this year, and to us it seems like it's just the time of the year, but there are more numbers down there. And to hear her talk about just the experience, even if we had 200 workers that was down there one-on-one with everybody, the notion of that may still not be enough is very interesting. And so I was talking with a couple of folks last night at the gathering, and we talked about the fact that this is a national issue, and it does not nullify the impact on the community. But the question remains, and I couldn't articulate it clearly yesterday, but I wanted to ask, like, what is the magic answer? Do you pick everybody up and put them somewhere and you force them into drying out and detoxing? And then what happens after that? Where do they live? How do they eat? Where do they work? And so it is just, someone said last night that probably never going to solve this crisis. And I just, yeah. So I got on that because I'm thankful to still have this space to be able to bring different folks into the room, from the mayor to other folks that are coming in the next couple of weeks. We are intentional this month. August is small, I believe, Black Business Month. I'm going to double check. And if Nia's still on, she probably knows for sure. But I think it's small or Black owned business month. Let's see. Black owned business, I can spell, month. Let's see what it says. August. Okay, so I'm right. This month is Black owned business month. And so we're going to take some time highlighting the Black owned business at Grace. Well, there's three of them. There's Grace, there's the Underground, which many of you have been to for our Java, in-person Java cafes. And there's also Daryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen. And so we're bringing some Black-owned businesses onto the platform. Also on August 30th, on our next episode at GBH, we are bringing Black-owned businesses. We are looking at Black Dollar. Also, Malia Lazu will be with us. We were trying to get someone else, but they're going to be on vacation, and we have to give not grace, but folks need to take a vacation. And so, because I was going to send a text and say, hey, if you're around by any chance, can you just pop? But no, folks need vacations. The daughter is in the room. Kendra Denise, good morning. If you all need cakes, cupcakes, cookies, lollipop, cake pops, and all that other stuff, this one right here, hit her up. Miss Teresa, you know me all too well. It's supposed to be delivered today. Nicole is saying, Pastor Marion, I don't wear hats, but if I did, I would tip my hat off to her. You can't please everyone. Listen, y'all don't get started. Pastor Marion, I wouldn't want her job. Thank you, Mayor Wu. It is absolutely true. It is a lot. Dina, my sister is in. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. I am so sorry that I missed yesterday. Dina, check it out. There was a lot that she talked about, mass and CAS, a little bit about violence. Also, we did want to offer, and as we always do, the balance of the space grants that went out. She did mention the fact when we talked about violence, that there is an increase in youth jobs. And we talked about the fact that and I found out something yesterday that I didn't know. Some of the work of the street workers, some of them have been moved into SSYI. Safe Street Youth Initiative. SSYI. I believe so. And all these years, you would think I know what SSYI stands for off the top of my head, but it was surprising to hear, and it was good to hear that there was some intentionality of those folks going over there, because that SSYI is where a lot of the after work of when folks are either shot or it's proven that they are active with guns. That's where that work is done. So to have that over there, to hear about all of that, to get back to my point, I'm thankful that being Boston's community-driven platform, that we're still able to bring these folks into community. We got some things coming up in September. And so, yes. Michelle is in the room. Safe and Successful Youth Initiative. Good to see you in the room, sister. Great time chatting yesterday. Y'all also, I'm not going to get started. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that folks are doing to improve violence, and Michelle in on corner is one of them. And so good to see you in the room, sister. Pastor Marion is saying in Colorado, I believe, they've built a small housing community where the homeless can stay, but most will be willing to receive help. While we're busy gentrificationing, we need to treat this problem with urgency. And so there has been a lot of conversation about the tiny homes, I believe the state, and there's been a lot of conversation about building those up at the Shattuck area. And a lot of people in the community have an issue because they feel that when the impact of substance use impacts individuals that may cause them to participate in crime or different things, that is going to spill out into neighborhoods that are already dealing with issues that feel inequitably treated. And so the concept of that, Pastor Marion, is definitely a good thing. Housing is a number one thing when it comes to stability, when people are at a point of wanting to. And some people find it hard to believe, but there is a part of that population that does not want to. There's a part of the population that's dealing with violence that doesn't want to get out the gate. And it's hard for us to accept that. But it does not negate the fact that we need to still try and put every amount of assertive effort in both of those spaces to offer folks resources and opportunities to get out. And both issues are I can't even think of a word right now. Both issues are stressful. Both issues are cyclical. And depending on what happens when, all life loss is significant and painful. But when a younger child is impacted, it's a different sting. You get a little bit more attention, a little bit more aggression. I just don't know. It is Thankful Thursday, and I'm thankful for the fact that we can just be real about where we are. Let's go check in on the comments again. Miss Teresa, you can feel Mayor Wu's sincerity in her tone of facial expressions. You can tell she really wants to make things better. Dina is saying, I will watch it. She has a very tough job. Very curious of the plan for Mass and Cass. It's gotten too dangerous. She talked about it yesterday, Dina, and as to why. Some of her thought as to why, as far as data, increase of folks coming in. It is summertime. Pastor Marion saying, that's real. Dina is saying, instead of keep talking and saying how it won't work, we need to just start implementing different things so we know what may work or doesn't work. We cannot worry about if we do this, we may overwhelm enough. Dina, you tapping into something here. And I haven't heard that, but to read that, things started flowing. And so Dina's point is, we got to keep, and when it comes to spaces like this, trial and error, when it comes to human beings, is not, they just don't mix. It's not a comfortable thing. But I'm kind of in agreement with where Dina is. Just start implementing different things so we know what may work or doesn't work. And there is a risk. And I've said it before, we know that Michelle Wu, she got to have all the data and be confident and sure before she does anything. And so to that, there may be some reservation in some new things or some innovative things that may work in that space, Dina. And one of them may be don't want to overwhelm. Sad part is what system, because where are folks going to detox when they want to? And so Dina, that thoughts on Dina's point about overwhelming the system. Asia, good morning. Anybody have thoughts on that or has heard that's a concern? Again, Asia is telling us that she's thankful for life and the people in it and uncovered cameras. Asia. Everybody said, well, Pastor Marion said Dina is spot on. Dina is also saying that's what it is about, and that's why we are not moving. Well, there's a definition for insanity. Not saying that anyone is insane. Not talking about an individual. This is a system structure, inherited decades-old issue. But doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, I think I said that this week once already. Uncle Thaddeus, truth is no one has a solution. It's a rotation of issues. Hey, boo. All right, I'm going to behave. This is my new friend from last night. And thank you for that laugh there to kind of break where we are. But the truth is, Thaddeus, that is some of the sentiment that a doctorate level person that's involved in the community mentioned last night, that there is no one solution and it's a rotation of issues. And so, and the mayor kind of talked about that handling each person and treating each person as an individual is the best approach. But every individual at that point of engagement is not at a point that they're ready to go into treatment, that they're ready to seek housing and to quote unquote, I don't like the word, that they're ready to stop using. Let's frame it like that. Von Tooley, good to see you over on this side. I see you on if this is who I think it is. I see you on IG. Good to see you in the room this morning, bro. Pastor Marion is saying, but Uncle Thaddeus, we've got to start somewhere. Miss Teresa, on another note, how the heck did Kevin Hayden call the man who hit the 4-year-old boy a good? Y'all can't drop these things live. Shout out to DA Kevin Hayden that sang with us on Sunday in the choir in the tennis section. So on another note, how the heck did Kevin Hayden call the man who hit the 4-year-old boy a good person at the press conference when A, he left the scene of a crime, B, immediately traded his damaged car to evade police? I was furious. Miss Teresa, the only thing that I can go to, and it's not capping for Kevin or that young man, but it goes to the notion of, and again, I'm trying to be very careful with my words. I'll just say Kevin may know something that we don't. And up until this incident, this person could have been a coach. They could have been, I don't know. But I get the you being furious, one, as a parent, two, the notion of leaving a scene of hitting a 4-year-old child causes one to put a person's character into question. And so when you hear something like good person, I can understand where that is interesting to hear. Dina is saying, Hopa Bailey is in the room. Good to see you in the room. Opa, good to see you this morning. Dina is also saying they steal in local stores and they don't get locked up. Why? Because it's a lot more to it. It's a lot more to it opposed to if my daughter stole. Dina, it's that perspective is real and interesting. Again, we're conversing in real time right now, based on these comments. And so is there a different level of grace given because there is a sickness of substance use? This has been a big part of the conversation. The human medical behavioral health approach to this issue. That is talking about rotation of issues. Somebody else had named that it's multifaceted. There is the criminal activity that comes from dealing with this sickness. Then there's the impact of both of those veins. There's the impact on the neighborhood. Clifford Park, other areas. If you're paying attention, some of the things, some of the culture and parts of the environment in the Mass and Cass area, and please, let's ensure that while we're focusing on Mass and Cass, where there is an amount of people of color, but it's probably more white than black, we got to keep in mind Ziegler and Harrison, Ziegler and Warren. There's a lot going on down in Nubian Square as well. But the culture and the environment of that space, there are pockets popping up more and more away from Mass and Cass, more and more to RDM, Roxbury, Dorchester, and yes, Mattapan. So it to Nicole's point, it's redundant behavior, and that's the point about, as far as from our end, the resources and trying. But I agree with Dina's point that we don't. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they used the term "end gun violence," and I was like, it's not a reality. And I had to struggle with the fact, am I being a defeatist? Am I being a pessimist? And so, you know, we do have to, it's redundant behavior. We want to end gun violence. We want everyone that's dealing with substance use to not have to deal with that. And so we don't pull back from the resources. The mayor talked about yesterday that for safety reasons, some of the organizations had to pull out. Yes, you do that. But in the general notion of keep trying and trying to figure it, and figuring it out seems so, I don't want to say inhumane, because these are humans. And when it comes to human beings, trial and error and figuring it out is, it for me, that's just interesting, because you want to, when it comes to helping a human being, you want the first hit to, and not have to go back to the drawing board when it comes to a human being. But we you all know my heart when I say we got to figure it out. And we as a society, not we as residents and individuals, yes, some community leaders that are voicing and advocating, yes, but I keep saying somewhere in that state house or McCormick building, wherever HHS is on the state level, the DA's office, the governor, Boston Police Department, pull the data of the top 10 to 15 cities when these people are arrested, when they do the engagement, when they can get the last known address, the top 10 to 15 zip codes around Massachusetts. The mayor did share yesterday, where we understand that people are coming from other parts of the state. But if you listen well yesterday, the mayor said other parts of the state and other states. And so for the state, and I've said this before, this is nothing new. 10 to 15, excuse me. I've been running my mouth a lot. 10 to 15 top municipalities, pull them to the state house with the city and figure it out. We can't stop the people from coming into South Station and you know, the bus ride or however they get here. We got to remember a good portion come for help. And somewhere between getting off a bus and where a bunch of the services are located or in that area is also where the activity is. And so they're seeking maybe to go somewhere, and somewhere along that line, a dealer comes and is like, yo, you looking? That's another piece of because the needs of those that are dealing with substance use would not get met outside of methadone clinics and things like that, the legal treatment. Their addiction is largely sustained by the street pharmacologists. And that's been a concern, because up in that cut on Atkinson, if you've ever rode past there, it's almost unfathomable to believe that it's permitted, because when you, all right, I got to move on. Because when you look at what these people are dealing with, We got to figure it out. It's so hurtful when you start thinking of how they got there, and you look and you see these people and wonder 10 years ago, were they working? Is their family looking for them? I got to move on, y'all, for my own peace and peace of mind. Because you can't, I don't think no human being can see and do a deep dive into this issue and the impact and it not impact them. All right. I'm a little behind with the comments. To the point about the good person, Dean is saying that people can be good people and make very bad choices. We all have. I'm a good person, and y'all know I've made a lot of bad choices, which has helped my good. Oh, that'll preach. Dina, Pastor Marion, my prayer for the guy who killed that baby was his conscience. Pastor Marion, his conscience would eat him up, or as the old church folks used to say, Lord, don't let him rest until he gets it right. Thaddeus, Queen, we already started. We are not adapting. And that, so if you, and Thaddeus, I believe, I don't know if you had a chance to fully listen yesterday. Those folks are rolling in from, and that is the point that the mayor admitted yesterday. The frequency and they can't keep up. So yeah. Sharon is talking about the DA. Yes, he did sing. Teresa said, he said, I believe he is a good person, and the man had his child in the car. Wow. Okay. Auntie Paula, good rising. And if we're talking mass and cast, the city and state have been avoiding the fact that they need to push for decentralization of recovery. Auntie Paula just talked about this. They keep tossing this hot potato around since Long Island shut down and way before, because of decentralization starts, when the state finally gets all the count. Thank you, Auntie Paula. Been saying that. If we lock them up, they go through withdrawals, then they have to go to the hospital, which takes away guards at the prison, etc. So they worry about all the effects, and that's the strain on the system that Dina's referring to. But to Thaddeus' point, it's a rotation. It's sick. It's okay. I need you all to get ready we're going to end with gratitude and thankfulness. It's kind of along the same lines of what I was sharing this week, that we're down at NAACP celebrating and whatnot. And then I look at Stackel's report about what's going on in our community, 2 killings and stabbings. And so we got to be intentional about our Black joy. Speaking of that, save the dates of September 8th and a couple of others. Just save those dates. Black joy, save those dates. We'll hear from Uncle Thaddeus as we approach that. But get ready to put some thankfulness in the comments if you have not, as we get ready to wrap up, because today's been a little deep. I didn't mean to go where I went today. Sharon Cornelius, yes, Dina, you're right. And yes, Elder James, we don't know everything. Sharon, I was watching you behind me on Sunday. You saw the old mother pushing. You kept looking at me. I appreciate you and love you, sister. Mother, diva. Our drug Good question, Pastor Marion. I don't know at what level. Also, James, under the bridges near South Bay, they are also there. That's that. Mass and Cass for me is Mass and Cass all the way up to South Bay. And y'all get y'all babies. There were kids up in the garage throwing rocks at the... And I'm sorry. Because y'all get y'all babies it can imply that parents aren't getting their babies. And we've had that conversation. I said this about the let outs for school at Ashmont, Nubian. I am so afraid that our little rambunctious, different generation young people are going to get into some physical trouble with law enforcement. Keep talking to your children. Keep knowing where they are. I would hope that the parents of those that were arrested yesterday or a couple of days ago for those incidents over in South Bay of up in the garage throwing rocks, I believe, at the police wagon and throwing rocks at cars. Like, I'm just very afraid that we're going to hear about one of our young people being hurt by law enforcement, and then we're going to be up in arms, and we should, because they shouldn't be using excessive force, period, but especially with the young person. But some of these young people be forcing it. I'm getting ready to wrap up. But my point was that Sharon, South Bay for me is from Massancas all the way up to Columbia Road and Boston Street, that intersection where the big pair is. Janina, we also need to address the issue with housing. My brother died on the mile a couple of months ago because he had received, Janina, we all send hearts and prayers and still support her. My brother died on the mile a couple of months ago because he had received housing and couldn't afford it and ended up being homeless again. And that is one of the number one things that we're talking about, Janina. Like, housing is an indicator of getting to stability, and affordable for whom? All right, y'all. One subject comes up, but I said we was engaging today because I'm by myself. So, they need to have various treatment clinics and not just the only one at BMC. And that's that point that people have been talking about. But Dina, on the other side of decentralization is, where do you decentralize? Where do you put that other treatment? And a lot of folks from Black and brown neighborhoods are like, And so this is the cyclical rotating points that just, I got a headache right over my right eye right now. Good morning, Mama Java. Good to see you in the room. Dina, some people get housing and lose it because they bring their Massancast friends to the housing, but that's another issue. Jennifer said it's beyond. Hey, good to see you in the room. Been a minute. And Paula, Janina's agreeing with Paula's point. Sharon, I pray that the enemy would torment his mind and not be able to sleep, toss and turn. That is old school church, Jesus. I remember preachers when folks are coming to church and they want them to get saved and Lord, don't let them rest until. Don't do that. That messes with their sleep hygiene and self-care, can make them unhealthy. I'm messing. Good intentions back in the day, but Lord Jesus. Dina, I will say they have been arresting more drug dealers as of lately, and I believe that this is due to the violence against EMS and firefighters and police down there. It should just be because it's wrong, but we know that y'all remember, Massancast got a whole lot of attention a few years ago when that CO got hit. All of a sudden, I'm going to behave. It's an influence. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It is. Tiffany is in the room. Good morning, sister. Dina also said, my condolences to you and the loss of your brother. Thank you all for doing that for Janina as well. Tiffany, Angela, my point, affordable housing isn't affordable. Affordable for whom? Daddy said, there you go. Pastor Marion, some of y'all come from the if you quit crying, I'll buy you something generation. But I came from the if you don't quit crying, I'll give you something. I'll give you something to cry about. I mean, behavioral health, Pastor Marion, has had a big influence on some of the ways that we were raised and y'all raised us. But listen, the cost of living is sickening. My ends aren't enough. My ends aren't meeting. They are looking at each other, waving, talking about how you doing. It's real. All right, I think I am caught up with all the comments. Miss Teresa said, my joy is knowing that I have a village of supporters that love and pray and cover me. Hansel and Gretel. Absolutely. And Angel. Don't forget Angel. Cover all of y'all. Charmaine's in the room. Because, bro, this is heavy. The spiritual aspects is elevated, so the headache. Don't start, Charmaine. Because I'm just, when you sit and you start to like, the intersectionality of stuff. And to many of us, it seems so simple, as Lauryn Hill said, but we don't know. We don't know what the governor knows. We don't know what the mayor knows. So, and again, it's not capping. It just, we don't know. And so you do kind of sit and just like, what? So thank you, Charmaine, Prophetess Charmaine, and then now here comes the activist Charmaine. And how's that working out? A bunch of trauma. I laugh sometimes at comments, and I'm not laughing at the comment. I need you all to know that I know folks, and I laugh at the fact that it just is so them. And that's not a bad thing. It just, this is Charmaine. That's why I know and love her. A bunch of traumatized adults with their young self in those bodies not hit. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap up, folks. It's 9:46. Today is my Friday. We will see you Monday at 9 a.m. I'm going to bring her back for like one more, but I just shout out to Dr. Brandy Brooks. We chatted yesterday. I'm talking about this because Mondays are going to be in transition for a little bit as we go back to some clinical stuff for Mental Health Mondays. I talked with Dr. Brandy. Dr. Brandy, Heidi, Dr. Brandy is going to reach out, one about the women's session, but once basketball and football starts up, we're going to figure out a way to have a conversation, bring another male in the room, and we're going to do that. We're going to build out sort of that, I don't know, Java sports, but I love the fact that it's going to be led by women. And so just want to thank Dr. Brandy. She's not going nowhere, but just also we're going to shift Mental Health Mondays just a little bit in September. And so I say that because we'll be back together on Monday on, I don't know the lineup for next week. We'll figure it out and let you all know on next week. But we are going to have some Black-owned businesses coming on this month. Keep August 30th in mind. We are going to be back at WGBH. And I would love to see all of you that are in here come down and check it out. If it's cool for you to get there and easy for you to get there, because I know for a lot of our mothers, logistics and parking and just, it's crazy. So y'all definitely watch online. Charmaine says, I would love to have Dr. Brandy visit Freedom House for our girls round table. Shoot me an email, Charmaine, and I'll forward it and you'll be all set. We're going to have Dr. B back soon, just in a different kind of capacity, but I'm sure she'll pop on and see this. So show her some love as well. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for our time together Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. I'm thankful for the authentic space that we've been holding down 3.5 years. We're hitting 4 years in March. And I still, not the imposter syndrome, not all that crying and whatnot. Every once in a while, y'all let me cry if I want to. But it's still just every once in a while, like I was meeting with the new team the other day and I just sat there and I'm like, wow. So, all right, that's it for me before Thaddeus starts to get me. I appreciate all of you. We will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Don't forget, you can still get tickets for Latrell's event on next Saturday. We found out that the VIP tickets are sold out, not the regular tickets. So you can get the regular tickets still for Latrell's event. Miss Teresa, I'd love to hear Dr. B's take on Matt Jackson firing and comments around. So I got to figure that out. And that might be an evening sports chat. And at the event last night, Nia and Miguel, Boston Real Media, they came up with a concept for me. And I forgot what it was. So I'm going to have to hit them up. But we got some stuff percolating, y'all. All right. I'm out of here. We will see you. Thank you, Miss T. Sharon said, thankful for being in the land of the living. God is keeping me. Paula said, I am thankful for you and the rest of the Java family. We're thankful for you. Doc Rivers is being hired. Wait. All right. I got to get Dr. B in the room sooner than what I thought. All right, folks. We will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Remember to stay thankful. Remember to focus. Let's go through the week. Remember to focus on your mental health. Make it a priority. Remember that what you're going through right now, the testimony is you've got through some stuff before, some tests before, so you will get through this test as well. And that will be your testimony. We always need to know what's going on in our community. How can we be helpful? What the issues are. And from that, as we address the issues and we come together as a family and we build our village, we are thankful. Went through the whole week. We'll see you guys on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day. And I really mean it. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Peace, everybody.